I think Auburn's biggest win this season will be against the Baylor Bears.
No, you are incorrect, sir.
Ooh.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zac Blackerby, and thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. We're dapping it up with Darrell Dapprich, Montgomery radio legend, hanging out with us. This is like my favorite show of the year because this is kind of the last show of the offseason. We do this the Friday before the first game week every year. Our season predictions for the Auburn Tigers, who will lead in production, what's Auburn's overall record going to be. But let's predict Auburn's biggest win this upcoming season. 2 years ago, we had a discussion on if it would be Arkansas or not, which is kind of what ended up happening. Last year, I don't think either of us said Texas A&M. Obviously, that was a big win. The biggest win, I think, of Hugh Freeze's tenure as Auburn's head coach. I think the biggest win this season, Darrell, actually is the first game of the season when Auburn heads to Waco to take on the Baylor Bears.
It's one of those that I could totally get that. I see it.
Sure.
And it's weird how it's evolving, because up until a certain point in this season, you will be 100% correct. It will be their biggest. It will be their biggest win. Assuming they win, it'll be their biggest win. Now, if they were to upset Georgia after they retire Cam Newton's number, then that supersedes it. And so you're right.
I think it could be top before then. I think a win at Oklahoma would be bigger. Yeah. I think a win at Texas A&M would be bigger. Obviously, a win at home against Georgia would be better. Alabama. So there's plenty of opportunities, assuming Auburn beats Baylor, which I'm predicting they will. You are as well.
Yeah. This feels bigger because it sets
for a larger win, for sure.
It sets the tone, though. This one sets the tone and quiets the narrative from Waco and Auburn.
Gosh, we need it.
It whispers all this naysayer stuff and all this bad publicity and all this poking and criticizing and making fun of, it gets put to bed on two fronts, west of the Mississippi River and east of the Mississippi River. And it's just, it gets put to bed. So that, I agree with you. I think that is right now on paper, until we get to further games down the road, it is the biggest game. It sets the tone.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think will be Auburn's biggest win this season?
Alabama. I said it 2 years ago too. Remember, I said it 2 years ago.
You're close.
If we hadn't rushed one, but I think that think that the streak has gone on. There has been some things. Look, Auburn didn't get it done. Alabama did. But if we're being truthful, with a less than impressive roster against the greatest coach in college football history, Auburn had him on the ropes twice. They now are facing a coach who is a good coach, I think, DeBoer, but he's not Nick Saban. And Auburn's roster is extremely deeper than it was 2 years ago, and they're playing at Jordan-Hare. That's going to be the biggest win of the season.
Yeah, it's become a trendy upset pick nationally and throughout the conference, and even in Georgia circles, for people to pick Auburn over Georgia. I still think Auburn beating Bama is more likely than Auburn beating Georgia this year. I can't really explain why, which I hate. But
I agree with you.
Total gut feeling thing.
Yep. I want to, there's every being in me wants to predict Auburn to upset Georgia, especially with what that night's going to represent. Night game. Huge. But to get to where Auburn, I think, is going to get at the end of the season, if I pick Auburn to beat Georgia, then I'm picking Auburn to be a playoff team. And I don't know if I am ready to go there yet. But I am along the lines of Heather Dinich of ESPN, who predicted Auburn was going to win the Iron Bowl. So me and her are on the same page.
When it comes to Auburn predictions, she's kind of been on it.
The wide receivers 2 years ago, when everybody blistered her.
We got on here and just made fun of that take, and she was right.
She was right. Yep.
So another one I considered for saying Auburn's biggest win this year, I've got Auburn beating Missouri, and I think that's going to be a big win. And some of that depends on how, the road trip to Oklahoma, A&M, and then hosting Georgia. I mean, that's a brutal 3-game stretch, and you can make the argument of that 4-game stretch of Oklahoma, A&M, Georgia, Missouri. If you can somehow go 2-2, I think everything can still be in front of you. So, depending on what happens with those 3 games in front of them, which I don't have Auburn faring well in that stretch. I think beating Missouri at home is going to be really big as far as that turning point, because all of those games between Georgia and the Iron Bowl are extremely winnable, and you got to start that streak with Missouri.
I hate when you do this to me. It's you're on what exactly I was going to say. I mean, it's a good. So I can't reveal why I think Missouri is I think Baylor's the second biggest game. Okay, let's just after Alabama.
Second biggest win.
Second biggest win. I say
okay.
Biggest win on the schedule is Baylor, and I mentioned why. If I had to go, 2A, 2B, it's Missouri, and for a lot of the same reasons you just mentioned, and I'll give more context of that a little bit later.
Okay, got it. And I think there are a few more that are going to be important, right? I mean, the biggest knock against Hugh Freeze, in my opinion, right now, is losing games to teams that you have a better roster than. I mean, we've said, we've given all the examples of this. And there's a stretch here where Auburn needs to beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Arkansas, Kentucky, Vandy. I mean, we say all those games like they should, like it's a no-brainer, but like you lost to 2 of those a year ago, and you shouldn't have. We all agree that you shouldn't have. And those rosters aren't really that much different. I mean, the 2 teams that beat you, Arkansas and Vandy, they've got their quarterback coming back. I'm very high on Taylon Green. We all think Diego Pavia is a baller. Like, you gotta win those too. I mean, those are big games.
I just look at like the predictions, and there's 4 or 5 games that Auburn plays that are consistently picked behind Auburn in the SEC standings.
Yeah.
So you figure those are gimmies. I've got Auburn losing a game to a team that they have a better roster than, and winning a game against a team that has a better roster than them.
Well, the win is Bama, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. You've got a loss in there. I'm intrigued.
Then I think Auburn's got a better roster than this team, but where they're playing and when they're playing, I think they lose.
Before we jump into that, the specifics of that, let me ask a qualifying question there, and I'll give you my answer too. Of the 12 teams that Auburn will play, how many of those games does Auburn have a better roster than? I'm saying 9.
Me too.
All but A&M,
yes,
Georgia, and Bama.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's exactly how I feel. Look at that. Brothers from another mother. Let's go.
What is Auburn's record going to be? Our final Auburn record prediction. That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. What a timely read. FanDuel's over-under for Auburn has been 7.5 from the get-go. We've seen some movement. I think Missouri gained an extra win. There was somebody else who gained an extra win over the course of the offseason. Auburn stayed steady, according to FanDuel. So August 26th is coming up. That is FanDuel Futures Day. Bet you didn't know that was a holiday. It's a new one. It's brand new, Darrell. And
is it around Arbor Day? It's around Arbor Day, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Now it's FanDuel Futures Day. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot for a division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. I'm taking the Pats to win the AFC East. That's all I'm saying.
Of course you are.
Who are you taking to win the AFC North, Darrell Dapprich?
Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Visit the FanDuel app today and start playing your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Kia Autosport of Columbus. If you're looking for your next ride and you're located near Auburn, you're in luck. Just a short drive away in Columbus, Georgia. Kia Autosport of Columbus is bringing the heat with the new Kia Summer Savings event going on right now. You can save up to $3,000 off of MSRP. Why would you pay full MSRP, Darrell Dapprich, when you can get $3,000 off of a new Kia Sorento? They also, all new Kias come with tires for life and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Just ask your sales associate. When you get there, ask for Chris Child and mention the show, mention Locked On Auburn. You get $500 off any new Kia purchase. Come on, we're trying to save you money here. Buying a new car can feel like a pain. It doesn't have to. Go to Kia Autosport of Columbus. Once again, ask for Chris Child. Mention the show. They're just off of Whittlesey Boulevard in Columbus, Georgia, or visit KiaAutosportColumbus.com to browse their full inventory and start saving today. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. We speculate all off season. We're finally here. Our season predictions. Let's just go game by game.
All right.
We're off on this. You and I do not have the same one. Normally we agree. We're off on this, which is fun, I guess. Y'all are going to like one of our predictions more than the other. Baylor.
Win.
Yep. Ball State, win. South Alabama, win.
Yes.
At Oklahoma.
Loss.
I have them losing as well. At Texas A&M.
Loss.
I have them losing as well. Versus Georgia at home.
Loss.
I have them losing as well.
And it's tough. It's going to be electric. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a close game. And Auburn's going to be at 3-3. And it's all the people are going to come out talking about, here we go again, yada, yada, Auburn this. And that is when the season will change on a dime.
Yes. Missouri.
Win.
Yep.
That's why I had them as the third, because they're coming off a 3-game losing streak.
Right.
And that stops the bleeding. Yes.
Yeah, Arkansas, I think that's where we're going to have a lot of conversations as a fan base. And it's going to be like, hold on. We kind of all saw this as a likely scenario. It's what happens after Georgia that determines, the true upside, or I guess the true floor of this season. I think the upside is those first three, or those 3 losses that we're kind of pegging there. So at Arkansas, I have them winning.
I have them winning.
Kentucky at home.
Win.
I agree. At Vandy.
Win.
Agreed. Mercer at home. Yeah. And then you have them winning the Iron Bowl, as you mentioned last segment. I have them losing. So I have them going 8-4. You have them going 9-3.
Now you can see where if they upset Georgia, and if they go into the Georgia game 3-2 and all that, everything in the environment, the atmosphere wills them to a win, and they come out of that 4-2, having beat a top 5 Georgia team, they are in position, if they take care of business the rest of the way, to be in the college football playoff. Or
just split Oklahoma and A&M. Like, find a win there. And
exactly.
It changes everything.
It changes everything. You go into, if you go on the road and beat Oklahoma and start the season 4-0, man, are you setting yourself up to
Yeah, and I think Oklahoma is significantly more winnable than Texas A&M. Texas A&M has a bye week before Auburn's game. I hate that. Like, that's a major bummer. While they're off a week, Auburn's in Norman, and they got to come back, and they go to College Station. Yeah. Like, that's tough.
And it's going to be a tough draw. It's a physical game. I like Auburn. Yeah, I mean, I think both games are road games. They're both traditionally tough places to play. A&M, obviously, having lost to Auburn last year, and that roster getting better, and Reed. Did Oklahoma do enough with Mateer and Ott? And is the defense going to play better? So there's a lot of I wouldn't even be panicked if Auburn started 3-0 and then lost 3 in a row, knowing what they could do the last 6 games of the year.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's almost like you're playing with house money if you can get one of those.
Well, you go into that stretch 4-2, watch out.
100%.
Yep.
No, if they go into that stretch 4-2, you have to have the conversation of, like, there is a clear path to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
If you beat the teams you're supposed to, and
every one of those teams,
the Iron Bowl, like, if you beat the teams you're supposed to and you go into that stretch 4-2, the Iron Bowl becomes a playoff game.
Becomes a playoff game. And every one of those teams that you play after you're 4-2, in most preseason predictions and polls are slotted right behind Auburn, Missouri, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Arkansas. Yeah. They're all right there. So you should, in theory, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And that's why you sneak up and get one you're not supposed to get. Then you better not lose one you're not supposed to lose and lay that egg.
That's kind of my thing. And so I almost said 7-5. I almost said 7-5 because of the fact that, like, we've seen Auburn under Hugh Freeze and really just I mean, even outside of Hugh Freeze, like we've seen them come out flat and lose a game that you're not supposed to lose. And that could be in Waco.
Yeah.
It could be Missouri at home. It could be in Fayetteville. I think Arkansas is sneaky this year. I'm so high on Taylor Green.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of examples. Like, I don't think Vandy's going to sneak up on you again. I think Kentucky's really bad. Like, I don't think it's one of those, but it could be in Fayetteville. It could be Missouri at home. It could be in Waco. Like, to just, I mean, we've had this discussion several times, but like those 3 games, like, I do think it's a little trap game-ish that we're all just assuming that those 3 are wins.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned about it's not just Hugh Freeze, but as we talk about, when you say it's not just Hugh Freeze, Auburn, to his credit, if you go back, Gus Malzahn really didn't lose a lot of the games that he was supposed to lose. Maybe at Mississippi State one year that there was a terrible call on the goal line where they had that running quarterback. Was it Fitzgerald, that running quarterback? But otherwise, if he played Arkansas or he played Mississippi State or he played Ole Miss or Vandy, and he was supposed to
A&M 2014, like that shouldn't happen.
That one hurts because that was like fluky things that happened, right?
Right.
They still were the butt fumble or whatever that was. But other than that, when he was supposed to win, he typally,
I'll give you that. In the regular season. Bowl game, no shot.
Bowl game. And
no shot.
But when LSU had better talent than Auburn, LSU beat Auburn, right? When Auburn was close,
you're right. I'll give you that.
Yeah, sure. To his credit. I mean, when he was ranked in the top 10, he beat Alabama consistently when he was ranked. He beat Georgia when he had really good teams. So,
yeah, you're right. I'll give you that.
The Shaun White year that Georgia was terrible and Shaun White was playing with one arm, that's the only other one I can – Georgia was like a 6-5 football team at that time, and Auburn was
that was the last time we really had like a clear shot at them.
2016. Auburn was rolling. So, that's just an interesting side caveat to think about.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that pushback 100%. So you've got them going 9-3. I've got them going 8-4. What do you have Auburn going? Let us know in the comments down below. Who's going to lead Auburn in production this year? We have a few debates, and I'm going to say Cam Coleman as much as possible. That's next right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Rugiet. You've probably heard of Viagra, Cialis. Maybe you even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugiet Ready. Rugiet Ready is a next-gen prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal in the brain and boost blood flow. Unlike usual pills that can take hours, Rugiet's 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast, on average 15 minutes. Effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay confident and in control when the moment is right. Head to Rugiet.com/LockedOnCollege. Use code LockedOnCollege to get 15% off today. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but not FDA approved, and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rugiet website for full safety information. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Who will lead in production? It's so natural to lead with quarterbacks, but like, who's going to lead in passing? Like, we're all going to say Jackson Arnold. We shouldn't spend much time there. You're nodding your head. You agree. So let's go with rushing. Who leads Auburn in rushing yards? And I guess this could be Jackson Arnold as well, but I will say Damari Austin here, and I think it's by a long shot. Darrell Dapprich.
Jeremiah Cobb.
Let's go. All right.
And not by a long shot.
Does Cobb have more touches than Austin?
No.
Or just more yards?
Just more yards, and not by much. Not by much. It's going to be very equitable between the 3 backs, but I think Cobb and Austin will have obviously a larger line share than Darrell Robinson.
And then the third back is Darrell Robinson?
Yes.
Okay. So Omar Mabson's a clear 4th.
He is, but I think he's going to get some sneaky touchdowns inside the red zone.
Got it. I think it's going to be Damari by a massive amount. Like, I think it's going to be 2 guys, and there's going to be a drop-off. And I think the second guy will be Jeremiah. Then I think we have a gap, and then Darrell. And maybe Darrell's workload gets larger over the course of the season. But I think this talk about running back by committee, I think it's going to be 2 guys when it's for the Like when you look at the entire production of the season at the end of it, I think we'll look back and it'll be two guys. And I'm predicting those two guys are Damari and Cobb. Receiving stuff. So let's start with receiving yards. I'm saying Cam Coleman. What say you?
Eric Singleton.
Eric Singleton. Receptions. I'm going Cam Coleman there as well.
Eric Singleton as well.
Receiving touchdowns.
Cam Coleman.
I'm going Cam Coleman as well. Yeah, I think Cam leads in every receiving stat. Maybe not average yards per catch, but he might even do. Like I think Cam Coleman is about to put on a display that we've never seen at Auburn.
Oh, I do too. I just think you're going to see two displays that we've never seen.
Sure. That's obviously picking one doesn't mean the other is bad, right? I mean, exactly. Like, oh, you don't think Eric Singleton's good? Like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
I think you're going to see cinema from both.
Does Auburn get do they break their streak? First 1,000-yard receiver since 99? Does that happen?
Not only that, they're going to have two.
Yeah?
That'd
be insane.
Baby. I'm speaking it into existence.
If they had two, I would almost feel like 9 and 3 would be.
That's why I'm.
Not enough.
Oh, okay. Well, but unless your running game isn't what it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying if you've got two 1,000-yard receivers, you're not running the ball like you're used to seeing Auburn run the ball.
Yep. All right. Before we move over to the defensive side, let's just kind of have a few speculative things. Most impactful offensive lineman. This is hard to account for stats and all that, but just most impactful offensive lineman.
Connor Lew, because of how crucial. I mean, I know left tackle is big and Chaplin's there to protect his blind side. But my gosh, I think offensive line plays, calling out, coverages, signals, all that. Connor Lew.
Just to be creative and slightly different, I'm going to say Dylan Wade. I bet he's going to start at multiple positions this year just out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to prove how valuable he is as a roster piece. Not best, but just as far as like being a keystone guy, I think Dylan Wade's going to be up there. Probably haven't talked about him enough. And then maybe the biggest surprise on offense at the end of the year, we look back, it's like, oh yeah, this guy kind of caught us off guard as far as how productive he was. If you say who I'm going to say, I'm going to lose it. You go.
Preston Howard.
Come on. I agree.
You thought I was going to say Ashton Daniels?
No, I didn't.
Preston Howard. I people kind of wrote off the tight end position, and I think he's going to have a couple of games where he has some big catches. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to be quantity, but I think it's going to be quality that surprises us.
Well, I mean, I think if Preston Howard gets how many how many touchdowns does he need for you to be like, yeah, wow, that's really
3 or 4?
Yeah. And it's like at the right time in the right game. It's
absolutely.
It's
not only it's when he does it, not just that he does it too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too. I'll try to be different and say another name, but that is my answer. I'll throw in Malcolm Simmons, just because I still think he's kind of forgotten just because of the 1-2 punch, but I think it's a 1-2-3 punch. So I will I'll go with Malcolm Simmons there. I almost said Bryce Kane, but I couldn't quite pull the trigger on it. All right, let's pivot to the defensive side of the ball. Who do you think leads the team in tackles on the defense?
Blockton.
Defensive lineman. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm going to go with DeMarcus Riddick there. No, I'm not. I'm going to go Caleb Harris. I'm going to say Caleb Harris. And then most turnovers. So this could be picks. This could be fumble recoveries. It could be, takeaways for the defense. Who are you going with?
Jay Crawford.
That's an easy one. Jay Crawford. For sure.
Because I not only see him getting some interceptions, I just have this vision of him
lay some people out.
Yeah, he laid some people out. And so, causing some fumbles, falling on some fumbles when Harris lays somebody out, when Robinson, who's supposed to be a big thumper, lays somebody out, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sometimes when you have an elite corner like that, it's part of the game plan to go away from him. So, there is a chance that he has limited targets thrown his way. So I'm trying to think of a middle of the field defender that could actually kind of be sneaky and maybe have, a few extra picks. And we're expecting a Sylvester Smith, a guy who's going to kind of be lurking all over the field and has the athleticism and the experience to capitalize on it. So I'll say Sylvester Smith, but everybody knows how big on, Jay Crawford. I am. I think he's going to be awesome. The biggest surprise on the defense is going to be who?
Woodyard.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to go with, is Kieran Crawford too big of a name for me to say that?
You can. For him to be a surprise, he has to have an all SEC type year, though, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets 9 sacks, we're like elated, right?
Oh, that would be a surprise. Yeah,
I mean, I think he's going to get 8 or 9. I'm not going to predict double digits because that's like crazy, but I think he's going to have the opportunity to, just because Keldrick's on the other side and he's going to consistently have one-on-one matchups. And most guys are as good as him and as long as him, they don't really get that as much as I think he's going to have. So I'm going to predict that he takes advantage of it.
I think if we were to throw in one more category and say who is the most crucial defender that plays at the level that they're needed to play at, it's obvious that Keldrick Falk has to be Keldrick Falk. But I'm going to throw a name in there of Wheatland, Caleb Wheatland, and say, he was brought here to play and to play significant snaps. And I think with his experience playing in big boy football, he needs to have a role. It's crucial that he is on the field and has a role.
There are several assumptions that we're making when we talk about how good this defense can be. I like that you brought that up because Keldrick, we're assuming he's going to be great. And like, we're basing some of the upside of his teammates off of the impact that he's going to present. And so I think we could say the same with Jay Crawford as well. I'm higher on Kayan Lee than most people, but like, I think Kayan needs to do what he's going to do. I think Kayan's going to line up against some of these other receivers and he's just going to take a deep breath and be like, oh, I don't have to defend Cam Coleman today.
And if they keep going to that side, how about most impactful non-starter on the defense? Most impactful non-starter, a guy that's going to come off the bench and is going to have to make an impact for you. Who would that be?
Chris Murray.
Rayon Strader.
It's a great one.
And I thought about Crawford, but
I almost said the tandem of New Boy Fagans and Eric Winters as well.
Yeah. There's a lot in there.
The depth on this defense is so fun. It's so fun.
Yep. And that's what I'll be saying if Auburn wins 6-3. Remember, we talked about that against Baylor. I'll be like, man, this defense is iconic. It's
that'll be true. Like, will there be other things to question?
You hold Baylor to 3 points. It may be ugly, but you're going to have a good year. So
our guy Cam Stewart's at top 10 OC that Baylor has. They're saying he's top 10. Do you enjoy those shows? Did you watch the one from yesterday yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I got testy again.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah, all right. How can people check out everything you've got going on?
Follow me on X, Stap6410, and then Wednesdays and Fridays with you and Sunday nights. And then next week, man, it starts. Yeah, next week we'll be doing that post-game show.
Yeah, so Dap will be in Waco. Mm-hmm. We'll probably do a show before the game at some point from there. And then, so that'll be the normal Friday show.
Correct.
I'll go live Friday night after the Baylor game. Darrell and I will record a show that goes up Saturday morning, which will normally be the Sunday morning show. I will also do a show that drops Sunday morning. Darrell, you might be with me. I don't know if you're available. I'd love to have you. But so we're going to have post-game Friday, show Saturday morning, show Sunday morning, all next week. So that's the programming note. So just come here, make sure you're subscribed and all of that. So,
as long as people don't get tired of seeing me in front of a hotel backdrop, we're good. Although the post-game, very, very grateful. Baylor's SID is setting me up with the room in the press box.
Yeah, we emailed Baylor, or Darrell did, and he he's got us a room. Like, super, super cool of Baylor to offer that to us. So very, very neat. So please like the video. Please subscribe. And if you're tuned in on audio, please subscribe and leave us a review. It helps the show out a ton. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked on Auburn.